Hi, my name is Jennifer DiCarlo, and I'm going to be speaking to you today about the need for a National Animal Abuse Registry. The importance of this is due to currently there is nothing in place that is nationwide to track animal abusers. Some local counties may have records in place, but currently there's nothing nationally. The reason this is so important to everybody, those who have pets and those who do not have pets, is because there is a link between animal abuse and abuse towards humans. So my speech is going to be focusing just on the animals that are in the United States. Once we start reaching into other countries, we start touching into religious beliefs and also what they view as normal consumption of an animal. The United States is more high profile as far as treating animals as a pet or a part of the family. And having exotic pets for that matter. But all of you, those who have pets and those who do not have pets, have probably all seen articles on the news about kittens being thrown in bags in rivers to have them drowned, dogs being shot or stabbed and left to die, dogs being starved, overbred, farm animals also starving. I personally know that I would not want to buy beef from any local farm that I knew the animals were mistreated at. So this speech is going to focus on why it is important that we have a national registry to track all the offenders for this. There is a link between the animal abuse and abuse towards humans. If you reference the first slide in my presentation, it will state about how animal abuse can lead to child abuse. Parents who have had history of animal abuse have been known to also abuse their children. Now, granted, it's not 100% of the time, but there is definitely a psychological link there. Animal violence also can predict future violence, which I stated before. The future violence can be criminal. It could just be towards themselves, the self-harming in that. Animal abuse is also used to prevent family members from leaving a home if they're in an abusive situation. This quote that I referenced down here on the slide actually states that there was a woman who was being abused by her husband, but she stayed because of her fish. That fish gave her so much comfort being there that she actually stayed in an abusive relationship because of a fish. I personally couldn't imagine that happening. I can imagine having it against a dog or a cat and also trying to get them out, but a fish, like that's how drastic this can go. And animal abuse obviously can prevent families from leaving the home. A lot of abusers have been known to threaten their significant other and say that, well, if you leave, then I'm going to kill this dog, or if you leave, I'm going to, strangle the cat, or, shoot the bird. So it definitely leads to a lot of abuse within the households. So for those of you who don't have a pet, this national registry could help, because we all know online dating is a huge thing. People moving into different neighborhoods. You'll be able to go to this registry and see, is your new neighbor linked to that? Because you may be more aware of what's going on in their household, possibly. As a person, you may be dating part of this. So if you have pets, you may not want to consider dating this person if they've been convicted of this crime before. So there is a definite need to have it be nationwide. The other thing to keep in consideration for this is that with it only being currently in states or counties, that someone can go from state to state or county to county and actually register to adopt a pet or purchase an animal or go to an auction and get some more farm animals. Where I personally live, I'm outside the Philadelphia area in Pennsylvania. So it is a very, very short drive for me to go to New York, New Jersey, Delaware, or Maryland, and in parts even Ohio. So without this national registry, if I was an abuser, I could go to any of these other states and purchase an animal or adopt an animal, and they would never know of my history. So with it being a nationwide registry, it'd be easier to track this, and it would give the functionality to all these rescues that are out there who are trying to prevent more animals showing up in shelters and rescues. And it's really actually overwhelming if you start really digging into this, that this national registry would prevent a lot of the occurrences that we read about in the news and see online and social media from occurring. So the big question is always like, how can one person make a difference? So if you reference the slide that I have here, the one person can make a difference very easily, because currently only 25% of the United States, only 25% of the states within the United States is actually considering having any kind of animal abuse law put into place. As I actually was preparing this speech, there was a law that passed, one of the initial bills here in Pennsylvania. It's called Libre's Law, and it was due to a dog who was found neglected at a breeder, and they basically had it, they neglected it to the point where a UPS driver was on the property and saw it and decided to speak up. So the UPS driver was the one who contacted a local shelter to see if they could help, and finally the owners agreed to forfeit this dog as well as the mother of the dog, because they were both being neglected and abused. Because of this law, which is called Libre's Law, it's instructing stronger punishments against animal abusers. So now, if this continues to pass in the bill and through Pennsylvania, through all the House representatives, the animal abuse in Pennsylvania will be considered a felony. If once it's considered a felony, that does carry more of a nationwide holding against people. However, not having the registry doesn't help anywhere else outside, really, of what if you didn't get caught in Pennsylvania. If you live in Pennsylvania and you were caught in New Jersey, you're going to be charged in New Jersey, not PA. So this is what makes it so important that so many states, which I've listed down here in 2016 and 2017, that have tried to get laws passed, and congressmen just don't see the importance of this, so the laws aren't being passed. So only a quarter of our United States is actually being affected trying to make this a national registry something that's important. So knowing that only a quarter of the nation is really standing behind this currently is just overwhelming to me. So by writing your local congressman, we can increase this number. We can increase it to be closer to 75% of the nation. The more awareness anyone has on this, the more that we can make this number get higher and higher, and we can have more of these bills passed, because we all know once it starts in one spot of the United States, it tends to build pretty quickly across the rest of the nation. So one person can help, because one voice is all we need. Your one voice times a million other voices. If every person says, yes, I can make a difference, it's just me writing a letter, and that's all it is. It's you writing a letter to your congressman and saying, here's why I feel national need, especially those of you who do not have pets. Write those letters and say, I'm not a pet owner. I've never owned a pet. However, I know the link between animal abuse and domestic violence, and I want this put in place because I don't want someone else to be hurt because of someone's past that's not being recorded. So how do you go about writing a letter? The best thing to do actually is Google it. Google your local congressman. There's also events that occur in your local state capitol sometimes, where people will rally on the Capitol, to vote for this. So, but obviously that's for the extreme. So for those of you who just want to make a difference, say, yeah, I helped, then by all means, write that letter. That letter can make a world of difference to someone that you may love. You may know somebody currently that you don't know who's in a domestic relationship, who's being hurt, and they're staying because they love the bird or they love the fish. So by taking this nice, it's actually a little step. It will take probably less than 10 minutes of your day to write this letter to get this into place. So I do hope you consider it. It is something near and dear to my heart. So I hope you find this information useful as well. Thank you.